Hello mountain bikers and welcome back to your favorite gear show. It's almost the end of the season already and what a ride it's been. The World Cup just wrapped up with some epic racing and Red Bull Rampage was as impressive as ever, even though we were a bit miffed with some of the scores, as we always are. As for gear, well, it's been a real busy time for new releases, so our habitual month in a minute segment is going to take a little bit longer this time. After the news, we have some composite pedals and some sexy new apparel from Fox to review as well, so don't go anywhere. Santa Cruz has introduced the fourth generation of the High Tower with more travel, relaxed geometry and kinematic updates similar to those made to the latest Bronson. Specialized just dropped the alloy version of the new stump jumper, and we were glad to see support for mechanical drivetrain cable routing on this one. Da Vinci has updated the Troy and Troy ST, now in their fifth generation. These made-in-Canada alloy frames now feature in-frame storage and a bunch of other updates to bring them up to speed. Mondraker is celebrating 20 years of the Foxy with a special edition that will be made in just 20 numbered units. Starling is bringing back the beady little eye for a limited run. This bare-bones build is made for razzing about in all simplicity. It's been a big month in the e-bike world, with Bosch updating its 85 Nm Performance Line CX motor to make it more dynamic and quieter than before. Crestline was among the first brands to jump on the new motor, introducing the second generation of their MTB platform, which is lighter and offers more range than the previous version. Santa Cruz also has a new e-bike, the Vala. Equipped with the new Bosch motor, this one also made waves because it moves away from the traditional Santa Cruz VPP rear triangle in favor of a horsed-link layout. Orbea increased the travel and added the new Bosch motor to the Wild, which also gets slacker geo and is now mullet compatible. Orbea also introduced a new shorter travel version for those looking for a bit more of a trail bike take on it. Marin jumps into the lighter weight e-bike game with the mid-power Rift Zone EL for electric light. This one equipped with the Bosch SX 55 Nm motor as opposed to the previously discussed CX. Mondraker has joined the Bosch SX party as well with the all-new Sly, an aluminum bike in the lightweight mid-power category. And to conclude this tidal wave of new e-bikes, Canyon has introduced a Spectral OnFly, a 150mm travel e-bike that can weigh as low as 18 kilos, depending on the configuration. This one uses the TQ HPR50 motor and battery system. Closing off the bike news with the more conventional gravity sled, Ari has just introduced the Superior Peak, a 200mm downhill frame that was ridden in Rampage by Kyle Strait just a few days ago now. Following the launch of the wireless Neo Dropper last month, Fox was in the news again with a couple of Neo live valve electronic shocks. You can head to our site now to read our full review if you want to learn more. If you have a wireless dropper from RockShox and you need a different offset, Fair Bicycle has a solution called the Drop Best Access. Orbea's house brand Okwo added to its range with the new Mountain Performance and Mountain Control wheels, designed for cross-country and enduro respectively. FSA also has a new cross-country wheel set, the 1566-gram KFX i28. Sticking with the rolling theme, Envy just released the 5th generation of their M-Series wheels with in-house hubs and further improved impact resistance. Galfer just dropped a new floating rotor, which in addition to improved thermal resistance and strength, also offers 5 different color button options to match your build. Speaking of brakes, Cascade Components has just made available the brake adjuster they showed us last spring at Sea Otter. This innovative little product attaches to your hydraulic brake lever reservoir to allow you to adjust the internal pressure in your brakes on the fly. This is said to make the brake less sensitive to any air bubbles in the system and also provides for a way to adjust how the brakes feel. Another new and innovative product was just introduced by E13 in the form of their Sidekick hub. This hub provides for a preset amount of slack in the drivetrain to minimize the effects of pedal kickback in rough terrain. Rimpact has also joined the growing list of manufacturers looking to minimize the effects of the chain on your ride quality with the launch of their Chain Damper, a spring-loaded device that sits inside the chainring where it can take up energy spikes caused by a chain that's jumping around. Outdoor Research continues to expand their mountain bike range of apparel, most recently with the introduction of the freewheel mountain bike Pant. Daysaver just dropped their first ever pump, which is said to integrate nicely with their range of on-bike tools as well. Canyon continues to grow their shoe range with the addition of the Scamper, a cross-country or trail shoe built for long days with lots of pedaling and hiker-biking. And to conclude, Cycle Limited has now added frame and wheels to their line of products that can be sold or traded in via their online platform. Check it out if you're looking to buy or sell a bike or aforementioned parts. Well, it's exciting to see these new chain devices and hubs starting to pop up. We're all for anything that makes the ride smoother, and our testing so far shows that these things are pretty effective. Okay then, on to the reviews. First up, a fresh new composite pedal from Raceface. The Raceface Chester composite pedal was always good value, but it was held back by its design. A bit too small and lacking effective concavity due to the presence of a prominent bulge over the axle, it never really provided that locked-in feel that we cherish in a flat pedal. The all-new version before you today addresses these points with a ground-up redesign that has made the Chester a much better pedal. First off, the Chester is now available in 2 sizes, so you can be sure to find one that matches the size of your feet. Today's review will focus on the size large. At first glance, the Chester heritage is there, but Raceface has put in the work to make significant improvements to the design. The overall size is bigger, and there are more pins compared to the previous version. The pins are new, they bolt in from the rear and feature a threadless tip to make them slightly less prone to eating your shins alive when things go wrong. The axle bulge is all but gone, and as a result the new Chester offers a much higher level of performance. Raceface also eliminated the wrench flat spots on the spindle, which means that the inside of the pedal sits a bit closer to the crank arms. Those who like to run their feet close to the cranks will be stoked. Composite pedals are usually light, and the new Chester is no exception. It tips the scales at 355 grams for the pair in size large. Impressively, the new Chester is covered by Raceface's lifetime warranty, crashes included. That's a pretty sweet deal on a $55 pedal. And cherry on the cake, they come in 8 colors, so you can be sure to match them up with your bike. On the trail, we were impressed from the first ride. The new Chester feels totally different compared to the old one. It offers proper concavity, and the larger platform really increases the comfort and confidence in the rough stuff. Speaking of comfort, this is one of the key advantages of composite pedals. They tend to take the sting out of the trail with a certain amount of built-in vibration damping and compliance. You'll really notice this aspect if you hit a trailside object with them. The experience is typically less jarring than with metal pedals. The new pins are grippy, and they sit around the edges where they contribute further to the concave feel of the platform. We tested with several different shoes, and we got equally good results across the board. It's easy to find a good spot for your foot, and while the grip is great, you can still reposition your foot if you need to. Just take a bit of pressure off first, as the pins do tend to cling on fairly tenaciously. All in all, we've been very pleased with the new Chester pedal. It has held up well to a couple of months of riding so far, and the grip has proven itself in any riding scenario. Definitely one to consider if you're looking for a good flat pedal on a budget. Fox has always been one for pushing the envelope when it comes to fabrics and designs, and to celebrate their 50th anniversary, they've had a look into what the future of riding apparel might have in store. This is RAWTEC. RAWTEC began as a special project to explore what might become the next generation of riding apparel at Fox. The project focused on lightweight, breathability, and durability, 3 aspects that don't usually go so well together. To achieve the design objectives, Fox employed techniques where the durability element is woven directly into the fabric. At first glance, the RAWTEC jersey and pant don't give away much, playing their cards tight with the stealthy black colorway. Upon closer inspection, however, the details reveal themselves. There are a number of different kinds of fabric panels placed in different zones to improve durability in key areas while increasing the airflow in others. There are fewer panels to reduce the number of seams, and some of them are bonded to improve comfort. The pant is equipped with sturdier fabrics in exposed areas, while going ultralight around the back of the calves for breathability. Laser-cut holes are used for ventilation, and there are 2 large zippered pockets for storing essentials. A ratchet closure provides waist adjustability, and the rear panel is also a bit elastic to allow the pant to conform to your midriff section. The jersey is a lot lighter than the pant overall, with thinner reinforcement panels used on the forearms to protect from branches and thorns. Many of the jersey seams are bonded, which can help reduce chafing and provides for a clean look. Much like the pant, there are laser-cut ventilation holes to increase airflow. Both the RAWTEC pant and jersey run true to size, with an athletic cut that is fairly close to the body without being overly restrictive. The pant is slightly roomier around the midsection compared to the current Ranger pant, for reference, but that is probably due to the extra elasticity of the rear panel of the RAWTEC pant and not the cut itself. There's enough room for knee pads, while the lower section of the legs taper down to ensure no drivetrain snagging can occur. In action, the cut is perfect, and the performance of the fabrics is as advertised. The kit is supremely comfortable and never feels restrictive on the bike. The pant manages to feel sturdier than Flex Air while still breathing exceptionally well. The pockets sit in a good spot, holding the contents out of harm's way, but not interfering with the pedaling motion. We've used the outfit on longer rides in very warm weather, and although long sleeves and pants would not have been our first choice on days like this, the RAWTEC kit provided enough breathability to make it as comfortable as possible. There's a DWR treatment on the pant that helps it shed dirt, and it should do reasonably well in smaller rain showers as well. As for durability, we've been fortunate enough to keep the rubber side down during testing, but the heavier duty fabric panels seem like they should hold up in a crash scenario too. We don't know how well the lighter fabrics around the back of the calves might deal with the rogue pedal pin coming their way, but it's not as flimsy as it may first appear, at least so far. All told, RAWTEC is a supremely impressive effort from Fox. We wouldn't go so far as to say it's groundbreaking, but it definitely shows that there's still a lot of innovation to be had in the apparel space, and we look forward to seeing this collection grow. Hopefully these technologies can trickle down and become more affordable too, with time. Okay then, that's the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, happy trails!